What's up, guys? Welcome back to Diamond Daddy. I am your Diamond Daddy, and first and foremost, I have to apologize. I didn't realize that the camera focus was so bad in this video. Oh man, it's disappointing to say the least. But we're gonna carry on. Like I said, I didn't realize that the camera was out of focus, and it was out of focus for like 2 hours. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Diamond Daddy. I am your Diamond Daddy. Realize it. First and foremost, I have to apologize. I didn't realize that another section of this painting was so. But anyways, this video, we know what this video is about. This is about diamond. Disappointing to say the least. Or it's about the diamonds. Square or round. And what is like I said, I didn't realize that the camera was out of focus, and it was out of focus for like I kind of lean more towards the square diamonds. I just didn't realize they both have their plus sides and their downsides. Getting for sure another section of this painting done. But for me, personally, we know what this video is about. I started off with rounds about because I didn't know there was a difference. It's about the diamonds, square and round. Eventually, I moved on with this painting with soldiers. So, this is me where personally. I get the squares. I kind of lean more towards the square diamonds. They both have their plus sides. It took me a little bit to kind of really enjoy the squares. For me personally, I am at that point now. Like I started off with rounds because I didn't know there was a difference. Right? What do I like about round and diamonds? Eventually, I moved on with this painting with soldiers. Even with a single placer, I can just fly through round diamonds. It was. And the reason is you don't have to be. It was an experience. Precise. It took me a little bit to kind of really enjoy the squares, but so I am. My round paintings tend to go. So I look at. I've noticed that. I look at rounds for each section. What do I like about which I guess is roughly about. I like the fact that I can go quickly with them. I'm guessing I don't actually know. Even with a single placer, I can just fly. It doesn't take as long. And the reason is you don't have to be as precise to do with your placement as you do a section of squares. So the things that I don't like about round diamonds is I've noticed tend to get a lot more for each oddly shaped, which I guess is with the rounds roughly about 4 by 4 inches. So I'll get a bunch of really tiny itty bitty ones that somehow made it through. It doesn't take as long QA or the even with a bunch of confetti. It doesn't take me as long. So I ended up tossing out a lot of section of squares product with the rounds versus with the squares. The things that I don't like about round diamonds is I tend to get a lot more. Oddly shaped another downside with the rounds downside to the rounds that so I'll get a bunch of really tiny itty bitty ones that tend to have to somehow made it through paintings QA or the way more than I roll the squares. Like I don't think I've actually I ended up tossing out any of my square painted product with the rounds because there's just no need with the squares. I don't think I've tossed out very many squares at all. There's that. What else? With another downside or a downside to the rounds. I like that you don't have to orientate the rounds. Is that like at all? I tend to have to roll the round paintings. You just put them down, and they're good. Way more than I roll the squares. Like I don't think the diamonds next to it touch a very my square painting minute because there's just no need of the one previous to it. So you don't have to worry about orientation as much. Just make sure you have the right color. What else? So I mean, those are things that I do like about the rounds and things I don't like about. I like that you don't have to orientate the rounds like at all because as by odd as it sounds, I actually enjoy. You just put them down. How precise I need to be with them and. The diamonds next to it touch me very in this video. You'll see me press down diamonds of the one previous to it. So, and you don't have to worry about the things I don't like about just make sure you have the right color. Is if you're not extremely so I mean those are things that I do like about the rounds and things I don't like about the rounds. For the square, not going to fit correctly. So as odd as it sounds, it's kind of a give or take thing with me. I like having to be precise, but I also don't like it. And you see me a lot in this video. You'll see me press down diamonds with my left hand.
But he's doing something.
And
found
that's
something
one
to
of the
play
things I don't like about the squares.
but either way,
is if you're not
it's
extremely
one of the things,
precise
you know,
with them.
I look at my diamond
they're not gonna
paintings,
fit.
the
They're
diamond
just
drills,
not going to fit correctly.
and those paintings
So
end up
it's-
coming out.
it's kind of a
looking
give or take
whole
thing with
lot
me. I
better
like having to be
than
precise,
what I
but
get
I
with the
also
rounds
don't
as well,
like it,
and that's because
and
there's
my
not
cat
as
is
much
going absolutely insane
background.
in the kitchen.
Not
know
background,
what
but
he's
dead
doing,
space,
but
I
he's doing
guess.
something.
You don't
found
see as
something to
much of
play
the
with.
canvas
with
with
the
but
squares.
either way,
You don't see much, if any,
it's one of
actually,
the things,
with the squares.
if you do
I
it
look
right,
at my
and
diamond
if you get
paintings,
squares
that
the
are
diamond drills
really precisely
and
cut.
those paintings end up coming out looking
Another thing I've noticed with
lot
squares
better
that I don't like
than what I get with
is
the rounds.
I often
as well,
get a
and
lot
that's
of
because
diamonds
there's not as
popping
much
with the squares.
background,
And that's because of how
not
tightly
background,
they
but
fit.
dead space, I guess.
And you're trying to squeeze.
you don't
in,
see as
know,
much
that
of the canvas,
one or
with
two
the squares
in a
you
certain
don't see
section
much
that's
that's already
already
filled
actually
up
with the squares.
And if you do it right,
just
and if
can't
you
get them
get
in there
squares
so
that
you
are
really
for me
precisely
personally,
cut.
I tried to press down all the diamonds.
Another thing I've
next to
noticed
it
with squares that I
and
don't
move
like
is
I
the other
often get
diamonds
a lot of
around
diamonds
as
popping
much
with
as
the
squares
squares
to try to get,
and
that
that's because
last
of how
one or two
tightly
in.
they fit.
And what'll
And you're
inevitably
trying to squeeze
happen
in, you
is
know, that
diamonds will just pop right off
one
the
or two
canvas,
in a certain
and they get
section that's
lost
already
to the
filled
void
up.
of
And
whatever
you
is
just
on the
can't
floor.
get them in there, so you.
For
I-
me personally,
I
tried
can't
to
tell you
press
how many
down
diamonds
all
have just
diamonds
next
popped
to
off
it
like little miniature
and
bullets
move
and flown through the air. And
the
God
other diamonds
knows where they
around
are.
as much as possible
so
to try to get
that's
that
one of the
last
things I
one or
don't.
two
That's
in.
probably the thing that I don't
And
like.
what'll
The most
inevitably
about squares
happen is diamonds will just pop
right off the canvas, and
Those
they get
last
lost
few
to the void of
that you've already got
whatever
trying
is
to
on the
place them
floor.
in, and you just
Um,
can't
I-
do it without popping.
I
diamonds.
can't tell you how many diamonds,
But I
have
also
just
don't mind
popped
popping
off like
diamonds,
little miniature bullets,
even though that's
and
my
flown
biggest
through the air, and
dislike
God
of them.
knows where they are.
because what it
So
usually
that's
does
one of the
is
things
it
I don't.
does
That's probably the thing that
put
I
enough
don't like the
force
most
on the
about
diamonds
squares
around the ones that
is,
pop
that
they move. That way you
those
just put 'em
last
back, and
few
usually it's fairly easy.
that
if
you've already
not
got
easier to just
surrounded
put 'em
trying
back.
to place them in. And,
But that's just me.
You just can't do it without popping
This
diamonds.
video is going to be fairly
But
short.
I also
me
don't
talking,
mind
because
popping
that's
diamonds,
really all I wanted to talk
even though
about.
that's my
so what do you
biggest
guys
dislike
think?
of
Do you
them.
like diamonds? Do you like
Because
do you
what
like
it
diamonds? Of course you like
usually
diamonds. That's
does
why you
is
do
it
this hobby.
does
do
put
you like
enough
squares or
force
do you like
on the
circles
diamonds
or do you
around
not
the ones
really
that
have a
popped
preference?
that they move?
And tell me why.
That
I'm
way you
curious.
can just put them back, and usually,
like I
it's
said, for me,
fairly
I
easy, if
personally
not
like
easier to just
the
put 'em
squares,
back, just because the end
But
product
that's just me.
ends up looking better in my
this
opinion.
video is
than
going
the
to be
rounds.
fairly short. Me talking.
So there you have it,
because
guys.
that's
If you
really
like
all
this
I
video,
wanted
hit
to
the like
talk
button.
about.
If I've
So
earned it,
what do
hit the
you guys
subscribe
think?
button. Do you like
And as
diamonds?
always, be safe,
Do
be
you
cool,
or
and have
do you
fun.
like
We'll
diamonds?
catch you
Of course
in
you
the
like
next
diamonds.
one.
That's why you
And
do
I'm
this
gonna
hobby.
leave you to
Do
the
you like
music and the
squares
rest of
or
the
do you
speed
like
run.
circles or do you not really have
Peace.
a preference? And tell me why. I'm curious. Like I said, for me, I personally like the squares just because the end product ends up looking better, in my opinion, than the rounds. So there you have it, guys. If you like this video, hit the like button. If I've earned it, hit the subscribe button. And as always, be safe, be cool, and have fun. We'll catch you in the next one. And I'm going to leave you to the music and the rest of the speed run. Peace.
canutiami
Ir bulat pipo
Oh jano teyu
Murutiwano
Baram Baram
Pam 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 para pa
Baram Baram
Pam 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 para pa J'ai au pour zoom blij moda J'ai au ma kaloda
Il dinner canoe
Imero peno
I cano dome